Hello, I am Katsuya Kimura, working at the Oomoto International Department. Now, I would like to talk about the Oomoto of today. In 2001, Kyoko Deguchi, the fourth spiritual leader of Oomoto, passed away. Kurenai Deguchi, a niece of Kyoko, succeeded to the fifth spiritual leader. Kurenai is a great-great-granddaughter of the founder Nao Deguchi. The fifth spiritual leader possesses the energy and humanity to lead followers of Oomoto in the new century. The purpose of Oomoto is to establish the kingdom of heaven on the earth and to create the eternal world peace. We have three columns for creating the eternal world peace. Unu Dio, Unu Mondo, Unu Interlingvo. These words are Esperanto. Unu Dio means one God. Unu Mondo means one world. And Unu Interlingvo means one international language. First, one God, the way to interreligious cooperation. One God means that the creator of the universe is one and only one. Onisaburo Deguchi, the co-founder of Oomoto, composed the following poems. There are many countries in the world, but the God they trust in is one. Although people call out the God as God or Buddha. Basically, these are just other names for love and goodness. It is important to deepen our mutual understanding and remove intangible barriers among religions to bring forth world peace. There are several levels in building mutual understanding among religions. If interactions exist at the level of friendship, complications rarely arise. However, when the level of doctrine or liturgy is engaged, difficulties often emerge because each group believes that their own religion is supreme and absolute. If we can accept that the Creator is one and only one, then we can recognize that all humankind are brethren under one God. Onisaburo Deguchi preached, in order to bring peace and happiness to humanity, creating harmony in people's minds is prerequisite. And to achieve this, all humanity should join together and carry out the proper workings of heaven and earth. He also said, when attempting to unite the world, if one uses military power or authority, strife will be endless. We cannot hope to bring about eternal peace through those means. Religious leaders should pray together and work together for peace. we Oomoto organized the prayer offering and World Religious Forum twice. The photo is the second one. The meeting was the second prayer offering and World Religious Forum on November 4th in 2002 in Kyoto, Japan, an ancient religious city. The theme was dignity of life towards the realization of a world of peaceful coexistence. Leaders of the Shinto, Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, and Hindu religions attended. About 500 people participated, earnestly praying and enthusiastically discussing this theme. This is the declaration of the second prayer offering and the World Religious Forum in 2002. The world faces a grave and severe crisis. The terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, which took thousands of lives, triggered a chain reaction of retaliation that threatened to escalate into a never-ending cycle of violence. Entangled with this cycle are many other destructive forces, including racism, egoism, nationalism, excessive religious fanaticism, political and economic chaos, discrimination, and suppression. The atmosphere is alarming, threatening, and unsettling, fraught with the potential for disaster, including the use of nuclear weapons. Furthermore, humankind faces a continuing population explosion, a widening gap between rich and poor, shortage of food, energy, and other basic commodities, plus destructive epidemics of AIDS and other diseases. The pace of environment pollution quickens, as do global warming, loss of forest land, and extinction of animal and plant species. Frequent natural disasters contribute to even more misery and death. Statistically, in many ways, the world is worse off than it ever has been. The danger threatens not only human beings, but also all life on Earth. Painfully mindful of those conditions, we religionists must seek ways to enhance the dignity of all life. To that end, religious leaders from around the world met recently to identify constructive new ways to build world peace. In continued with addresses on three topics: the dignity of life, reconciliation and solidarity among religions, and realization of world federation in the 21st century. Following the addresses, the representatives discussed in an open forum how to cooperate despite differences in race, religion, and nationality. They resolved to overcome these differences to cooperate for the sake of dignity of life, reconciliation, and world federation. Humankind does not exist alone. We must awaken to the fact that human beings are interdependent with all other species, both plant and animal. All living things are part of the great mystery of life, forming a miraculous whole, a harmonious and interdependent ecosystem. All life forms spring from the same great origin, the highest source of power in the universe. Therefore, the dignity of all life should be the highest value. But as a result of its excessive material desires, humankind has created a crisis by injuring and destroying life on earth. Working towards a brighter, more hopeful future is an extremely important mission for religionists. Fortunately, in recent years, the dialogue among religionists has gone forward, and there have been many attempts to pray together and to transcend the walls that separate us. Increasingly, more people are voicing the desire for a new world order based on justice and law, not on force. On November 4th and 5th in 1993, we held the first prayer offering and World Religious Forum in Ayabe, the birthplace of Oomoto. During the forum, we reached the following important agreement. 1. We proclaim to all the peoples of the world that the root of all things delivers from the highest power, and we will work to realize a life of gratitude. 2. We recognize that humans are all ultimately brothers and sisters, and that the world is one, and we will work to realize a world of one human family. 3. In order to respond to the planetary crisis, we will raise the religious cooperation developed so far to the level of a global religious body. We will pray together and work for mutual exchange and cooperation. As we close this second prayer offering and World Religious Forum, we gradually inherit these earlier declarations and recommit ourselves to them. In this spirit, we also adopt the following new declarations and vow to devote ourselves to their earliest realization. 1. We will give our best effort to make the 21st century a bright and hopeful era for humankind and all creation, all of which originate from one supreme being. 2. We will strive to value life, to trust, love, and forgive each other in order to realize a peaceful and just society and a world of independence, promoting cooperation in politics, education, science, and all other fields of human endeavor. 3. We value the establishment of the International Criminal Court as a foundation of a framework for World Federation with a set of global laws. We religionists will encourage and promote the realization of this World Federation. 4. We religionists from Japan will make it our mission to promote solidarity and cooperation among religions and races, especially in Asia. So this picture is the interreligious gathering of prayer for world peace at the Mount Hiei in Japan in 2007. Oomoto was one of organizers of the prayer meeting, and the fifth spiritual leader of Oomoto joined this meeting. This is a picture, the meditation at the Interfaith NGO ceremony for the opening of the United Nations General Assembly, sponsored by the Interfaith Center of New York and the Temple of Understanding, attended by Secretary General Kofi Annan at St. Bartholomew's Church in New York on September 13th in 2001, just after the September 11th attacks. And the representative of Oomoto participated. In Europe, the picture is the International Meeting of Prayer for Peace in Assisi, Italy, organized by the Community of St. Egidio in 2002, just after 4 months of the September 11th attacks. Our representative of Oomoto participated. The Community of St. Egidio is a lay Catholic association dedicated to social service, founded in 1968 under the leadership of Mr. Andrea Riccardi in Rome, Italy. And we, Oomoto, often participated in this meeting by the Community of St. Egidio. The same year, on September 1st in 2002, it was held in Palermo, Italy, and we Oomoto participated. The photo is a prayer of Oomoto. I also participated. This was in Aachen, Germany in 2003. I also participated. This photo is the meeting in 2004 in Milano, Italy, and the representative of Oomoto, Reverend Hirose Yasumi, made an address at the opening ceremony of the meeting. We often joined this meeting in 2005 in Lyon, French, and in 2006 twice we joined in Washington, D.C., USA, and in Assisi, Italy. In 2007 in Naples, Italy. In 2008 in Nicosia, the Republic of Cyprus. In 2009 in Krakow, Poland, we joined. And in 2013 in Rome, Italy, 16 in Asi, Italy. We also joined this meeting. The last one was Münster and Osnabrück in Germany in 2017. I joined this meeting. In Asia, the 7th General Assembly of ACRP, Asian Conference of Religions for Peace, was organized in Manila, Philippines in 2008, and I was the representative Oomoto. In 2015, we Oomoto organized memorial meetings of the 19th anniversary of the founding of ULBA. From 8 countries, 122 people of the Shinto, Buddhist, Christian, Islamic, and new religions attended. Onisaburo Deguchi, co-founder of Oomoto, founded Jinrui Aizenkai, Universal Love and Brotherhood Association, ULBA, in 1925. In 1924, Onisaburo Deguchi completely devoted himself to the dictation of stories from the spiritual world. Then he visited Mongolia to put divine providence into practice. He drew up a vow before his visit wherein he stated, "I intend to unite Asia spiritually and unite the world. Success or failure will depend upon heaven's own timing, and hence there is no need to worry." The purpose of his visit was to create a federation of world religions amid the crisis faced by humankind, based upon the idea of universal brotherhood and the sentiment that all religions spring from the same source. However, Onisaburo Deguchi's activities were suspended due to obstruction from the military dictator Zhang Zorin, and Onisaburo Deguchi was forced to return to Japan. After 80 years, the 80th anniversary of Onisaburo's expedition in Mongolia, Kurenai Deguchi, the 5th spiritual leader of Oomoto, visited Mongolia with 177 members, and the joint worship service was held at the Gandan Temple, the main temple of Buddhism in Mongolia, on June 21st in 2004. During Onisaburo's unprecedented adventure, he saw the misery of Asia and comprehended that reconciliation among races was a vital point for achieving world peace. So, Onisaburo Deguchi established the World Religious Federation on the 20th of May in 1925 in Beijing, China. Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and other religions groups participated in its establishment. The general headquarters was placed in Beijing, and the Asian headquarters was placed in Kameoka, Japan. The purpose of its founding was to end interreligious antagonism and ethnic conflicts by promoting the idea that all religions spring from the same source. Through this idea, the Federation sought to deepen dialogue, cooperation, and solidarity among all religions under one God, and to aim the harmony achieved by humanity towards building a peaceful world. And the same year, on June 9th, Onisaburo Deguchi founded Jinrui Aizenkai, Universal Love and Brotherhood Association, ULBA. The purpose of the association was to establish eternal world peace through the spirit of Jinrui Aizen, universal love, and the idea that all religions spring from the same source. These ideals transcend the barriers of race, nationality, and religion. All humanity are siblings born from the same Creator, God or Buddha, and as such, everyone retains a high degree of spirituality from birth onward. Jinrui Aizen is universal love for all creation. Humanity, mountains, rivers, grasses, trees, birds, animals, insects, and fish. All creation is boundarily loved by the Creator and embraced by His goodness. His world is meant to be a place where humanity love and help each other as siblings, amend selfish conduct, and eliminate practices of might makes right. All religions spring from the same source is a teaching that all right religions were born from the same Creator. Founders and saints from each religion and denomination appeared in various countries and places according to changing in time, and they all sought to save humankind in accordance with their cultural and climate. Therefore, religion should respect each other, engage in dialogue, cooperate, establish a heavenly kingdom on earth, and create eternal world peace. At the memorial meeting of the 90th anniversary of the founding of URUHA in 2015 in Ayabe, Japan, Dr. Pichai Toiwich, president of Samnak Sawan Fellows Society in Thailand, proposed the establishing the international network of ULBA. So, we organizes the international network of Jinrui Aizenkai, named IRUHA, Internazia Reto de Universala Homama Asocio in Esperanto, to widen the link and collaboration among the general headquarters, overseas centers, branches, individual members, and like-minded people, religious organizations, NGOs, and NPOs. the Secretariat takes charge of related communications. It was started in 2016. This is an figure image of International Network of Jinrui Zenkai, ULBA. And the first international conference of IRUHA was held in Bangkok in 2016. About 200 people from 25 countries attended. And the venue, the Chulalongkorn University, was the site of the office of Jinrui Zenkai in Bangkok, which was opened in 1935. This picture is an international meeting of spiritual leaders in Kameoka, Japan in 2017. From 12 countries, 150 people of the Shinto, Buddhist, Christian, Islamic, Hindu and new religions attended. The second international conference of IRUHA was held in Thailand on March 11th in 2018. From 7 countries, 200 people of the Shinto, Buddhist, Christian, Islamic, Sikh, Hindu and new religions attended. This is the third international conference of IRUHA in Taipei, Taiwan in 2019. From 7 countries, 120 people attended. So, about 520 people participated in 3 assemblies of IRUHA from 15 countries, from traditional religions, from new religions, and branches of ULBA. A joint prayer for world peace was held at the center of Daoyuan in Taiwan in 2011. The 5th spiritual leader, Kurenai Deguchi, with 104 members of Oomoto visited Daoyuan Center. Also, the 5th spiritual leader, with 48 members, visited Cao Daism in Tay Ninh, Vietnam in 2015. The picture is a Cao Dai church in Tay Ninh, Vietnam. This is a picture of the office of Samnak Sawan in Bangkok, Thailand. This is a picture of the Won Buddhism Church in Seoul, South Korea, and 11 members of Oomoto participated in the first Zen seminar of Won Buddhism in Esperanto in 2006. The picture is the Wexing Shenji Ao in Taiwan. This picture is the Daesun Jinrui in South Korea. We welcome anyone to take part in this collaboration, regardless of whether they are private individuals, groups, or if they come from a religious background. Second, Un Mondo, One World. Onisaburo Deguchi told, the greatest tangible barrier is externally directed military armament. Apart from armament used by police, and the closing of national borders. He also wrote in Stories from the Spiritual World, barbarians are people who aim their affection with extreme narrowness, and civilized are the people who direct their affection with extreme vastness. In the world, 12 districts will be formed politically and economically, and these districts will constitute the World Federation. Together, they will abolish armament and enable the realization of eternal world peace. So Oomoto joined and promoted the World Federal Movement in 1950. This was decided by Sumiko Deguchi, the second spiritual leader of Oomoto. Disputes will not cease if there are 7 kings and 8 kings. In the world, there must be a system to rule it with one king. This is the text of the Ofudesaki, writings of the founder of Oomoto, now Deguchi, and this is the same from the perspective of the World Federal Movement. Here, the so-called king should be interpreted as sovereignty. The terrible weapons, like the nuclear ones, have already been made. Humanity will have no way but the road to destruction if there is a competition for the expansion of weapons, and if the great power uses absolutely sovereignty. It will be necessary to federate all the countries of the world and to resolve conflict between the countries in the world. Called according to world law, there will be no need for war. Naturally, the arming of all countries will be completely abolished. Then the government of the World Federation will have only a police force to maintain order. If one cannot use money or people for arming, then how happy will all humanity be? One of the pioneers who proposed the World Federation was Dr. Einstein, and together Dr. Hideki Yukawa was consulted. Soon, enthusiastic, like-minded people appeared in Japan. Toyohiko Kagawa, Toshihiko Higashikuni, Tetsu Katayama, Yasaburo, Shimonaka, etc. Thus, the movement spread inland from Japan. On October 13, 1950, the city of Ayabe, Oomoto's birthplace, made a declaration of a world federal city by a decision of the city council. That was a declaration that approved a world federation by the will of all citizens, and this was number 1 of the declaration in Japan. The second declaration of a world federal city was the town of Kameoka in 1952. After that, Hiroshima, Matsue, Okayama, Kanazawa, Kyoto followed, and 300 large and small cities made a similar statement. In addition, Okayama, Ishikawa, Kyoto, Tokyo, Osaka, etc. prefectures, 28 prefectures were declared, respectively by the decision of the parliament. To achieve this, efforts were made by Oomoto's followers. The two spiritual centers of Oomoto, namely both the city of Ayabe and Kameoka, were the cities of the first and second declaration of the World Federal City. That fact tells that, and we are deeply aware that this movement has important significance. On June 9th, in 2009, the village of Guchiusu in Mongolia made a declaration of a world federal municipality by a decision of the village council, benefiting from efforts by Oomoto members. The League Council of the Peace City World Federation was established on October 14th in 1950 at the request of the city of Ayabe. As of 2015, 60 local governments nationwide, 58 municipalities, and 2 prefectures in Japan are members. They have the Middle East Peace Project. The declaration of friendly cities between the city of Ayabe, Oomoto's birthplace, and the city of Jerusalem was signed in February 2000. 3 years later, the signing, Oomoto is actively involved in the Middle East Peace Project, which began in the city of Ayabe. The project is to invite teenagers from Israel and Palestine to Japan. And the Middle East Peace Project took place in Ayabe 2003, Okayama, Tokushima, Kameoka, Koganei, Kanazawa, and again in Ayabe in 2010, Kyotango, Shizuoka, Koyasan, and again in 2019 in Ayabe. The picture is the first Middle East Peace Project in Ayabe 2003. Israeli, Palestinian, and Japanese teenagers were dancing hand in hand. In addition to giving a speech on peace, the teens experienced the Ayabe dance and the Ayabe drums. This is a poem of the fifth spiritual leader of Oomoto in 2005. My wish to see a poem festival in Esperanto with all our fellow brothers in sacred Jerusalem. So, number 3, un interlingvo, one international language. Onisaburo Deguchi adapted Esperanto in 1923 as a language to spread the ideals of universal love. Differences among languages is a large barrier for humanity. The international language Esperanto breaks through this barrier. Esperantists value the languages of all races and during cultural exchanges. Esperanto can be used as a neutral language suitable for mediation among multiracial and multinational entities. And EPOA, Esperanto Popularizing Association, was founded in 1923. we organized the 90th Japanese Congress of Esperanto, which took place in Kameoka in 2003, and also the fifth spiritual leader participated. Also, we organized the Esperanto Poetry Festival of Oomoto at the occasion of the event Welcome to Oomoto 2007 in Ayabe. On August 14th, as part of the International Friendship event Welcome to Oomoto 2007, the Esperanto Poetry Festival of Oomoto was celebrated for the first time as a culmination of the event on the no-dance stage of the Choseiden Shrine in Ayabe, with 450 poems dedicated from 12 countries, and many Esperantists participated. This is a poem of the fifth spiritual leader of Oomoto at that time in Esperanto. Cent dudecajaro jem dat reveno de la dia lingvo Esperanto, kai utafesto nia nun obligas al la mondo. In English, 120th year. This is the anniversary of the divine language Esperanto, and our poetry festival now opens to the world. This is a picture of the 5th Asian Congress of Esperanto in Bangalore, India, in 2008. We participated in, and I was there. Also, Oomoto was one of the organizers of the 6th Asian Congress of Esperanto, took place in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, in 2010. I also joined. We organized the Esperanto Poetry Festival of Oomoto in Janjira and Brasilia in Brazil in 2010. This is a venue of the poetry festival in Brasilia at the LBV Paramundi in Brasilia. And we collected poems 1,451 from 11 countries. This is a poem of the 5th spiritual leader of Oomoto at that time. In Esperanto, la utala festo de Esperanto de la dia borto, pacillos lando kun lando, homo kun homo, kai ŝanĝiĝos nia mondo. In English, the Poetry Festival of Esperanto of the Divine Words will make peace in country with country, people with people, and our world will change. We organized the event in commemoration of the 90th anniversary of the founding of EPOA, Esperanto Popularizing Association, in Kameoka from May 31st to June 5th in 2013. And 35 foreign Esperantists from 6 countries and about 250 domestic Esperantists participated in the event. This is the 10th International Meeting of Meditation of Won Buddhism in Esperanto in South Korea in 2015. I made a lecture about Oomoto at that time. We Oomoto each year organize Esperanto course in the end of the year to New Year. The picture is the Esperanto course in 2018 to 19 from December 30th to January 2nd, and 110 participants from 25 Koreans, 25 Nepalese, 2 Vietnamese, 1 Indonesian, and 1 Malawian, and 56 Japanese participated. So we, Oomoto, will organize the event in commemoration of the 100th anniversary of the founding of EPOA, Esperanto Popularizing Association, at the center of Oomoto in Kameoka, Japan, on September 15th to 19th in 2023. I hope many people will join this memorial event. Once again, we Oomoto have 3 columns for creating the eternal world peace: Unu Dio, Unu Mondo, Unu Interlingvo. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you later.